Hello, I wanted to come in and give a quick intro on the video that you guys are getting ready to watch. I had recorded this video exclusively for Facebook, but got a lot of input and suggestions that I add this to my YouTube channel. So here you guys go. I took the time to redo my countertops, and I had quite a bit of people who follow me on Facebook ask me how did I do the process. So I just wanted to come in and give a quick intro to the video, because I do not address the YouTube channel in this video at all, so you can tell that it was not recorded and intended for YouTube at all. But I wanted to share this information with you guys, and here we go. Hello you guys, hello you guys, hello you guys. I am here to show you the process of what I did to redo my countertops. Gonna actually bring you guys in a little closer, because it seems like you are a little too distant. Okay, so as y'all saw on my Facebook post a couple of days ago, I did do my island, and I had quite a bit of the products left over from the first kit that I purchased, just as a trial to see how it would turn out with the island. So I decided that I will go ahead and purchase another one and redo the whole kitchen. So this is the kit. This is how it comes in the mail. I got it on Amazon. The first kit that I got was actually $79.99. However, when I went to go get this kit was on sale for $75, so it went down $4. If you have Amazon Prime, then it is a Prime item. So in some cases, you can order them and get them the next day with Prime, as some people know, and with the new Prime accounts, and for some, you get it in 2 days. The first one, it was 2 days shipping. And the second one, it was 1 day. I purchased this order yesterday morning, and I got it today, and it was this afternoon. So I'm going to bring you guys down so you guys can see. This just happens to be the color I selected, but it does come in different colors, because I am going to use the same kit to redo my bathroom eventually. And I got the silicone sand kit. This is what it looks like. If you go onto Amazon, just type in this box right here. I'm pretty sure that there are other products that are out there that are capable of doing the same thing, but this is what I chose to use. So what I like about this particular kit is it comes with everything you could possibly need. There's a few additional things that I have added to the kit to make it a little bit easier. Okay, so I'm just going to show you, bring it over here, show you what is in the kit. So you get a sponge. You have all your tools, so you get your roller. You get 2 of these, which I actually tested it the first time around, and I did not like how it applied the primer, so I ended up switching up with that. And I actually ended up using the sponge that came with it. You come with your primer, and everything is numbered. You got 3 different colors. And again, everything's numbered in the steps that you go to. And then subsequently, they will have 2A, which is your first color you put on, 2B, 2C. And then it comes with your top coat. What I do also enjoy about it is it does give you a test pad to test everything out with. I really did not use it because I knew I had looked at a video of how it went. So now here's your instructions. I did look at the instructions. I did read the instructions, so I'm not going to read the instructions again. The other things that I included that is not included into the kit is I use this flathead screwdriver to pry open the paint container. These are the scissors that I will be using because the instructions do instruct you to cut that round sponge into 4 pieces. And what I decided to add to it after the fact was a pair of gloves. Now I added the pair of gloves simply because this paint is quite different than the paint that I use for the front door. The front door paint is actually a latex based paint. So little soap and water, you can get it off. This paint, however, I had a difficult time getting it off my fingers. I am putting on 2 pair because I do have long nails and they have already punctured the inside. Now, this is a 2-day process. Okay? Let me rephrase it. It can be a 2-day process. Once you put your primer down, you are to leave it as such until it is dry to the touch. So the first time I did the primer, I left it down overnight and I had no issues with it. And the second time I did it, it was considerably not that long. I actually was able to prime it in the morning while the kids were getting ready for school. So I pried open step 1. Now, as y'all can see, I've already started doing some. I had some left over, and I've already started to prime my counter that's actually my bar as well. Excuse the clutter in here because I am in the process of remodeling. So this is the island that I did. And this is the countertop that I did with the excess. So I went in earlier today and I primed around the kitchen. Now, it wasn't that hard. I'm not worried about the paints or anything that went on top above my tape or bleeds through the tape because I am going to be doing a backsplash. Now, I just did this primer here within the last 30 minutes and it's already, you can see, dry to the touch. So it really just depends. Oh, I've got you covered up. It really just depends on how your temperature in your home is. You know what I'm saying? So it goes by really fast for me. Normally when I did it, I put on some music and I found that doing that helps, pass the time. I do have paint left from the previous kit. So when I get ready to do that side, I will do the leftovers from the previous kit that I used. And then from there, I will move over here. The only thing I didn't have left over was my white. I used quite a bit of my white because I did not like how it was still looking kind of dark. And I wanted my countertops to be considerably lighter. I wanted to look in here and see what really was the difference. The difference in the paint, but I can feel a difference in the paints. So to make the process easier, I'm going to switch you guys over. Again, like I told you, I really have not been using all of the tools that they have. So the sponge that I had from the last kit, it actually dried with the paint on it and it made it really difficult to paint with it. So this is just a simple Dollar Tree brush I got. I pour it on there and I do not waste any of my materials. So, you saw me wipe. And I'm just doing long strokes. I'm making sure that all the areas are covered. You don't want to see any of your original countertop left. And I actually have a window above my sink, and it glares right here. So you'll see me tilt my head different directions just to ensure that I am getting everything. And you're just making strokes, just nice strokes. It doesn't really matter, and the instructions will say so, but like I said, when I did it the first time, I made sure I followed the instructions to the T. And then I just adjusted it. I don't follow a set structure as far as brush stroke. I just make sure I am getting everything covered. As I come to the edges, I do try to make sure I'm a little bit more considerate with how I apply it, because I did not do any floor protection. And my flooring is not getting redone. Because when we purchased this house, the floors had already been redone. And I had been wanting to do something with my kitchen for a considerable amount of time, because I'm just like, I felt like I was still living in someone else's home, because it looked and felt like I still had things her style. And as I finish each project, I will start planning on doing others, because I want to redo my bathroom. I want to redo my master bedroom. I am very content with how my living room is, because I have a rustic farmhouse look inside of my home. So I'm going to finish this, and when I come back, you guys will see that this has already been prepped, and we're going to go to the next step of how to set this up and do the actual marbling. Okay, so I've gotten the larger side of the counter space completed. I've got it primed underneath, all around. And I'm going to let that dry. It is now 4:08 Eastern Standard Time, so I probably will give this about 4 to 6 hours to dry. And this would be ready for me to start on tomorrow, just so I could be safe, because there were some spaces that I had to go over more than once so that the original countertop did not bleed through. I want to show you where I did make a couple of mistakes, but it really doesn't matter, for the simple fact that I am doing a backsplash from counter space to counter space. So if you made mistakes and you're planning on doing that, then don't freak out about it. You are able to fix that mistake. I plan on doing it counter space, the backsplash, so that is going to be okay. I actually that brief stop was because I realized I had stepped on my paint thing and I got paint on the floor. So I'm going to show you how, if you make that mistake, how to get that up as well. So it wasn't like I did it on purpose. So I'm probably going to have to invest in one more kit, because I still have this area of my counter space to do. And I still have this area of my counter space to do. This I did, like I said before, with the primer that I had left from the first one. And like you can see, it is dry to the touch. Nothing is coming on my hand. So if I wanted to sit and go ahead and start on that, I could. But I am going to wait, because, again, there's spaces like right here. You can see that that's not dry. I can look and see that there's spaces where, yeah, I did the thinner layers and they're dry, but they're not ready. When I did this side previously, this was taped off. So so it had a harsh line where it was taped off. I did take my primer, as you can see, over. And I did that over here as well, so that when I go to do this application to make it look like this, it will still have that even, it won't have harsh lines, because the key to it is to have the random pattern. The paint that's on the sink part here, after everything's done, you could get an SOS pad, or not an SOS pad, but a regular scouring pad, the one that does not produce the cleaning agent with it, and you're able to scrub that off from there. This is what you can do in regards to disregard the dirty dishes from lunch. Please. This is what you can do with the paint that's on the floor. If it is not dried, you can take just a simple wet cloth and scrub. If you have not let it dry. So you can see it's coming right on up. See, here's a bigger spot. And it's not a simple white. You do have to put a little elbow grease in it. And it'll come right off your hardwood flooring. Okay? And this was just simply, I stepped on my padding, and when I went to go to the other side, I noticed, hey, I'm making tracks. So, you see, it's up. As far as sealing it, I have placed it, I've placed my primer and my sponge inside of a Ziploc bag. If you place that Ziploc bag inside of, open up your refrigerator. If you put that Ziploc bag inside of your refrigerator and close it, that will allow, it will allow for your paint and brush not to dry out. You won't have to go buy a new brush, and you'll be able to reuse that again. Because like I said, I am going to have to buy another kit. However, I'm going to use the product that I had left out of this kit before I go to the next step. And in all actuality, this project, because of the size of my counter space and kitchen, because I have quite a bit of counter space, is probably going to take me a total of 3 days. Only because I'm taking breaks in between. And I am doing it by myself, but this is a great project for you and someone that is reliable and can follow instructions to the T, because it can be possibly a messy job. It is very possible that you could start this and do it in 2 days. I am having to take 3 just because I do have to take breaks, and I am taking my time doing each space because I have weird nooks and crannies inside of my counter space. The next step to it is probably going to take me just 1 more day. Only because it's not that big of a space. The space that I have left is not even, it's maybe half of my bar. And another reason why I'm taking my time also is I do have a lot of appliances and other things that I have on top of my countertops that I didn't want to pile everything up onto my kitchen table, because I still did want the boys to have access to be able to eat lunch and, you know, meals at the table. So that space is, I use that space to, I take everything that is on that space off. I move it to another counter space. I take care of that top, that space, and then I move forward. Because the things that I had displayed on my my kitchen island, that's not their permanent residence. I just had to put them there in order for me to be able to adequately get everything addressed and adjusted the way I wanted to. And all in all, I will have all my counter spaces completed for less than $350, which is not really bad. I'm going to come back to you with how much this project actually cost me, because the tools were already in the kit. So you're not going to buy no paintbrushes. You're not going to go buy any paint primer. You're not having to go get anything extra. The stuff that I had, I already had it on hand. And again, I did not go buy any name brand tools. I literally went and got extra sponges at, not sponges, but extra foam brushes at Dollar Tree. And I happen to have a bag of them from when I painted the front door. The paintbrushes, the additional paintbrushes I had a pack of those, and they came from Dollar Tree. But again, I'm going to come back with you and let you know the total cost at the end of this project, how much it all in total cost me to redo the counters and the island. Keep in mind, I have done multiple surfaces with one kit. So just imagine if your kitchen is not as big as mine and you have less counter space, you probably could get away with one kit. Because I did 2 counter spaces with one kit. My bar, in some cases, is two people bars. You know what I'm saying? I do have quite a big counter spaces. That was one of the things that drew me to this house and the openness of the kitchen in the home. So thank you for coming with me. Again, I will come back and let you guys see a brief look of how I apply the paint and the 3 different paint layers, and that's pretty much it. It is a very, very simple process. I just can't do it right now because, again, you got to let the paint dry. And it's very rewarding and relaxing to sit back, look at your work, and be like, I did that. Okay, so I'm able to come back with you guys and do the next part of the phase. These are leftovers from the kit that I had before, and you're literally, just so you know what you need for the whole kit, you're going to need the 3 small bottles that came in your kit. So you're going to get your 2A, 2B, 2C. These right here are the 2B, the 2A and 2B that I had left over from the prior one. And this is the 2C. I did not have 2C left over, so I'm going to take this 2C. I did not feel like running to the store, and I did it with the other one. I did not go to the store and get any paint pans. I literally just went and got my paper plates because it's just easy to throw away. And I got 3 of them, 1 for each color. In this process, you're going to need you probably could use a butter knife, but this is my flathead screwdriver I had earlier, and I'm just popping the tops off. Of course, the first 2 that I just popped off were easier because they had already been opened, and you guys will get to see. You guys will get to see me get this one off. So there's the white off. Now you go in the order of the letter, and you go in alphabetical order. So I'm gonna bring this up close so you can see. My particular colors are going to be different, maybe different than what you choose, because again they have different colors. But this is what I'm going with first. This is called Brown Feldspar, and then the second color is called Inca Gold, and then you've got white limestone. Prior to that, I cut up I cut the sponge, the round sponge I showed you. I cut it up into 4 pieces. I did that off camera, and you already see that I have on gloves. Each pan is getting a sponge. The 4th sponge you leave off to the side. I will tell you what to do with that in a moment. So, because this is just the initial process, I pour out just a little bit. I use the sponge just to collect what I poured out. And that's the last of my Inca Gold, and we're going to pour some of this white. You want to make sure you set your stuff off to the side and out the way. You want to set it off to the side and out the way so that you're not making a mess. and have the chance to spill everything over. So when I did this prior, I set it, each plate I set off to the side until I needed it. I grabbed it as we went. Now, I know which one is which. So this is 2A. This is my 2A. It might not be, if you're doing, eventually do it, it might not be the 2A you did. So I just put a generous amount onto my sponge like this. And you're making random imprints. The instructions give you a area that you should work out to, and what I generally did was I worked from top to bottom and then I moved on. You don't cover it in one color. You don't cover the whole area you're working with in one color. And if you see that you were a little bit generous in other places, you see I'm going over anywhere and I am going back. I'm going in. You want to change up how you roll the sponge. Bring you guys in a little closer so you can see. So I'm going in and I'm just rotating. And some of it I'm taking the bottom where there's not a lot on there. And you'll see me go in and go that way. So that is enough of that first color. And again, how you put your patches up there can be totally different than how I just did. So this one I already had it set this got cut somehow in like a crescent moon shape. So this is the 2B for me. So this is my ink gold. While it's still wet, you don't let it dry. You go right on top of it. I'm just going to go in and get a little bit more. You want to go right on top. Now, being that I have my gloves on, I don't mind getting my hands a little dirty this time. So you see I rotated it so I can get a different shape. And boom. You're going in and you're layering these splashes. You don't want to cover up all your black. You want some of this black to show through, okay? So that's all with that one. Now this is 2C. This happens to be white for me. So I'm going in and I am doing the same thing. That is all you're doing. I am going in and doing the same thing. I kind of be a little bit light with the white at first because after the process is done, I do go in and I go very generous with that white. So remember I had you cut that into 4 pieces. This is where your 4th one comes in. And while it's wet, you're going to dab and just blend those colors in, all 3 of those colors in.
Okay, I just want to come
just
in
so you have it looking a little different. You'll see some areas I won't even touch it off because I want it to have that somewhat look.
Completely painted with the sponge.
I don't generally
I'm
touch
not going to sit and show you the actual top coat because it's self-explanatory. You wait until this is completely dry to the touch. So I won't be finishing this completely
I do go through from trial
until
and error.
tomorrow.
I learned the first time I did it.
But
on
this
the
is the
island
finished look
I did have
of this
way
side
more black showing through
the bar.
than what I really wanted.
And you can see that that side over there is completed.
I ended up making
upon
it a
completing
little bit
your
for me, what I did with that black
project on your
board,
countertop,
I did not test anything on it.
You will wait, like I said, until it is dry to the touch so that you can do it like this.
This on top of
again, this is a completed project. But you're going to wait until it's dry to the touch.
Me to finish the process.
And you're going to take this.
Okay. When I come back,
this is your last
all of
step.
this will be done, and we'll be ready to do the last and final
You're
step.
going to put this on.
Got me?
And I found that
I just want to come in and show you the last process
and then roll
of what it looks like after it's been
then you put two
completely painted with the sponges. I'm not going to sit and show you the actual top coat because it's self-explanatory. You wait until this is completely dry to the touch. So I won't be finishing this completely until tomorrow.
So that it does have that.
But this is the finished look of this side of
because I wanted
the bar.
It to have the natural flow.
And you can see that that side over there is completed.
There where you saw that I had black paint.
Upon completing your
easy cleanup, if you don't want to go
your
turpentine,
project on your countertop,
go get 100%.
You will wait, like I said, until it is dry to the touch, so that you can do it like this.
It has to be acetone.
Again, this is a completed project.
If you get the acetone,
but you're going to wait until it's dry to the touch.
It will get that off of there.
And you're going to take this.
That's a little trick I just figured out.
This is your last step. This is your top coat.
I'll be able to do my backsplash.
You're going to put this on.
Length that I wanted to.
And I found that if you put it on with the foam brush,
I thought that I would have a little bit
it goes on a whole lot better.
I finish this. Tilt y'all to the side just so y'all can see how huge
coats
my bar
of this on here.
I thought that I was going to have some left. So
that is a complete process. There are some spots you'll see that are
areas
lighter than others. You'll see that I let some of the black show through so that it does have that granite look.
I will have to get
There's some spots that I didn't even splotch at all just because I wanted it to have the natural flow.
To get what I need. Because I
remember on the wall over there where you saw that I had black paint.
I did run out of white paint.
Easy cleanup if you don't want to go and buy turpentine. Go get 100% nail, 100% acetone nail remover. It has to be acetone. It cannot be non-acetone. If you get the acetone nail remover, it will get that off of there. So that's a little trick I just figured out after I recorded. So
fine, because
I'll be able to do my backsplash to the original with this top coat length that I wanted to.
This particular area,
thought that I would have a little bit left after I finish this. Tilt y'all to the side just so y'all can see how huge
is where I have
my bar is.
Rack at. So a lot of this.
I thought that I was going to have some left so that I could do the bar,
my dishes here to dry on this
and
area
the
right
areas
here.
around my stove. But I am not. I will have to get one more kit, and I know that last kit will be more than enough to get what I need because I do have a little bit of stuff left from the other ones. I did run out of white paint to get to it close to the end.
So when my second kit
and I'm gonna show you what I substituted just a little bit more. I had this exterior
have that grain
white primer paint that I had purchased for
it's not grain
the door that I did.
Like this
I took a little bit of it, mixed it in with the paint that I had left over, and it worked fine because I'm still going to be filling it with this top coat.
Same situation. I just didn't feel like doing so, and I'm
this particular area, you'll see that there is a lot more black showing through on here. But this is where I have my dish rack at, so a lot of this is not going to be seen anyway because I leave my dishes here to dry on this area right here.
And still have
you can see
that grain look that you want to have right here.
It's not
when my paint dries
dry to the touch because you can still see that it's pulled.
Where
as
my paint
liquid.
is wet, I will go back in
the backsplash behind the sink. So it was a little bit difficult.
Glad you guys
to get to it.
Hope you guys are able
so
to get
when
your
my second kit come in,
completed,
I will go and fix it just a little bit more because it doesn't have that grain look
a complete overhaul
like this has.
With this kitchen,
it's not grain look like this right here. And so there are some areas that I'm going to have to fix and do this beauty right here. If you run into that same situation, I just didn't feel like doing so, and I'm lazy. I'll just do it when I do the rest of the kitchen.
On the bar,
you can cut off a piece of the sponge,
but I want to get the counter.
Stick a pencil into it to help.
Thank you guys for
you
tuning in.
Control it, and you can get into those nook and crevices and still have
questions
that grain look that you want to have right here.
And I will
when my
help
paint
you guys
dries, because this is so close to where my paint is wet, I will go back in and get that black off. So that's it. Glad you guys
Hope you guys are able to get your countertops completed. This is going to be a process because I am going to do a complete overhaul with this kitchen. I'm just starting with these counters first. And what motivated the change was this beauty right here. So this is what the kitchen is going to look like. Color on the cabinets and the bottom on the bar. And it's going to be very, very beautiful. But I want to get the counters done first. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully this is helpful for you. If it is not, and you do need some questions, you do have questions, just inbox me and I will help you guys out. Okay? Have a great night.